Counterstrike for the Sega Dreamcast, developed in 2008 by the CSDC Dev Team. This unique version of Counterstrike is a single-player only experience. You can choose either side, the counter-terrorist or the terrorist, in a single-player campaign. Now let's load in and take a look. When you first boot up the game, you're greeted with the main menu. This is essentially just a modified version of the cancelled Dreamcast version of Half-Life 1. As you can see in the Dreamcast version of Half-Life, you can choose New Game and choose your campaign, either the Hazard Course, Half-Life, or Blue Shift. Switching back to the Counter-Strike version on Dreamcast, you can choose Practice, Counter-Terrorist, or the Terrorist campaign. When you select Practice CSDC, it'll take you to our training course. And as you can see on Dreamcast, the loading times are really long. I'll just edit it out for the sake of this video. And as soon as you boot into the level, it plays Clubbed to Death by Rob Dougan, very Matrix style. And as you can see, Barney can follow you as an ally. The basic objective of this map is to kill all the terrorists, and that's kind of it. Vertigo is the only map that's used for the training course. And when you select the AK and you start shooting, the sound of the AK overrides all the other sounds, so it kind of drowns everything out. Kind of glitchy. In this part in Vertigo, there's actually these turrets that start shooting, and you can actually make them shoot each other and destroy each other. Well, that's basically it for the training course. Now let's take a look at the main campaign. So you can select the counter-terrorists or the terrorists, and after you do that, you can select what class you want to be. You can pick soldier, sniper, or elite. I didn't really notice the difference between these ones because as soon as you get in the game and you kill enemies, you pick up their weapons anyway, so you get all the weapons eventually. Now, when you first spawn it takes you to a map that's kind of a hub, so you can select whatever level you would like. But you have to remember to pick up your armor and weapons at the beginning on this shelf. And for the map selection here, for the counter-terrorists, there's Militia, Nuke, Nostromo, Inferno, Dust, Aztec, Rio, Italy, Assault, 007 maps, Oil Rig, Tundra, Secret Base, Dust 2, Train, and Prodigy. And if we choose the terrorist campaign, there's Militia, Rio, Aztec, Dust, Inferno, Nostromo, Nuke, Prodigy, Train, Dust 2, Secret Base, Tundra, Oil Rig, 007 maps, Assault, and Italy. And if you actually notice the CS logo emblem up top, it's actually a texture of a Counter-Strike fangirl from back in the day. I think I've had this in my old PC, maybe the blue one. This game being a mod for a cancelled port, there are a lot of bugs. If you try to load into maps, sometimes you get access errors and the game just crashes, so you have to restart your Dreamcast.
Oh, fiddlesticks. What now?
Also, sometimes when you beat a level, you go back to the hub and you're spawned in some geometry, so you're stuck there until you restart your Dreamcast as well. When it spawns you in some geometry, it's usually when you beat a level and you try to go back to the hub. It kind of does break the game and you do have to restart, and also saves don't work in this game. Sometimes when you spawn back in the hub, it actually spawns enemies as well that were in the same position as the map you just completed. Missions can also be very difficult because enemies can trigger bombs that you have to defuse and the mission will fail. And sometimes the game just freezes. There are also some other game-breaking bugs such as no player clips in certain areas of maps. But wait, there's more bugs.
This is as far as I go.
There's a lot of issues with hostages trying to find AI path nodes. In this version of the game, it's particularly bad. They can't even follow you sometimes, and you can't complete the mission.
I'm glad you oblige a fellow scientist.
It seems very hard to select 2 hostages at once, and to get them through a doorway, it's near impossible.
I'm going to stay here and wait for my colleagues.
And speaking of AI path nodes, it seems that some enemies just simply spawn and they cannot move at all.
Ammunition depleted.
Even with all these glitches, this game is also very hard. You will die very fast. Luckily, the build of Half-Life actually has codes that you can input in the menu. These codes are the exact same ones that Half-Life uses. You can input codes that give you God mode and all the weapons. Some weapons are still left over from the Half-Life build and they haven't been reskinned or remodeled.
Power level is 100%.
Now, going back to the main campaign, the counter-terrorists have to disarm bombs and also rescue hostages in certain maps. It is pretty straightforward. As for the terrorist side, on some maps you have to destroy areas with bombs, and in some maps you have to protect hostages from being rescued. You can actually blow up areas with grenades too as a terrorist, since it only gives you 2 bombs at the spawn. In Dust 2, when you blow up the targets as a terrorist, it actually spawns in a helicopter that you have to avoid in order to get to the end of the map. If you do kill it, it will just keep on respawning. Now, this game actually does have a selection of some cool, interesting maps. There's some 007 maps. I only actually played Facility in this. I guess there might be more afterwards. And they seem to be from the actual 007 Half-Life Dreamcast mod as well. And the other interesting map is Nostromo. It's an aliens map that has bull squids that are remodeled as aliens, and there's also headcrabs in there. And well, that seems to be it for Counterstrike DC, the Dreamcast version of Counterstrike made in 2008. It's a pretty interesting game. There's a lot of different levels, but it does seem repetitive in the end. It's a pretty cool thing to check out on real hardware, just to see how Half-Life holds up on the Dreamcast. Well, that was Counterstrike for the Sega Dreamcast. You can still find this somewhere online. But just wait, there's even more. Counterstrike Condition 0 for the Sega Dreamcast. This game is an oddity of its own and will be covered in a different video, so subscribe so you don't miss out. So, what's the future of Counterstrike on the Sega Dreamcast? Well, there's a person named MaximQAD who's been working on porting over the XAsh or Zash 3D engine to Dreamcast, along with Counterstrike 1.6. You can actually play this online. This has been getting updates as of 2025, and there's new videos that have been released upgrading the engine and making it run well on the Dreamcast. Pretty soon we may be able to play Team Fortress Classic and other mods online onto the Dreamcast. This footage was taken from the Dreamshell YouTube channel. They upload videos documenting the progress that MaximQAD has been making. You should check them out. All the links are in the description down below. Well, that seems to be it for this video. If you subscribe, you won't miss the next one. I'll be covering other games such as Condition 0 for the Dreamcast, and maybe Counterstrike on the Xbox.